No ruling yet handed down by the nation's highest court, but it could mean if you plan to cast an absentee ballot by mail this November, you'll want to make sure you get that ballot in well ahead of Election Day. Republicans facing off against Republicans before the U.S. Supreme Court. Mississippi GOP Secretary of State Mike Watson suing the National Republican Committee over the state's mail-in absentee ballot law.
History is helpful in a number of ways, and one way is that as long as we've had mail-in voting, we've for almost as long as that time, we've had post-election day ballot receipt.
Mississippi Solicitor General Scott Stewart told justices who heard oral arguments Monday states have a broad latitude over how they establish their own election rules after Congress set the federal election day in 1845.
The question is whether Congress in 1845 blocked that practice. The answer is no. Mississippi satisfies that rule. It makes a choice on Election Day. And only that rule respects the last 180 years of state lawmaking.
An attorney who filed the initial lawsuit on behalf of the Republican National Committee says the federal law is clear. The general election day for congressional races is the Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Nonetheless, Mississippi insists that ballots can trickle in days or even weeks after Election Day. That position is wrong as a matter of text, precedent, history, and common sense.
Secretary of State Michael Watson filed an appeal with the Supreme Court after the Fifth Circuit in New Orleans overturned a district court ruling which upheld the state absentee ballot law. President Donald Trump has challenged late arriving mail ballots in his ongoing fight to change election laws ahead of the 2026 midterm congressional elections.
States have allowed that for over a century. Congress has respected it. No one challenged it until now.
Now, a majority of the conservatives on the court who heard arguments from both sides seem skeptical about the state's late arriving absentee ballot law. So if this law again goes down, it could mean that folks casting absentee ballots this fall will be very careful to make sure they pay attention to any changes to the rules. And the Supreme Court could issue a ruling in this case sometime in June. For now, we're live in Jackson. Ross Adams, 16 WAPT News.